Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for your love and for your support. Okay, guys, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this sleeve so you can see it is a beautiful sleeve. So we are coming to the time of the season where as designers we need to and tailors we need to make really beautiful outstanding styles. So that is why I decided to do this tutorial. It might be helpful to someone. So if you are new to the channel, you are highly and very welcome. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Stylish Nigeria YouTube channel and hit on the bell on the side to get an update whenever I upload a new video. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, all at Stylish Nigeria. You can, if you want to register for our online classes, you can see my number scrolling through the screen. Just send me a message on WhatsApp and then I'll give you the details of the classes we have available. Okay, so now we're done with the announcement. So this is the fabric that I'm going to be making use of. So for this kind of sleeve, you are going to need at least 1.5 yard of fabric for one sleeve. Or depends on how big you want it to be. You can use 1 yard for one sleeve. So and these are the materials that we're going to be making use of: crinoline. If you notice the crinoline that I have here, I have crinoline of different texture and size. So this one is about 3 inches, and you can see it is a little bit stiff. And then this one is stiffer than the first one. This one is about 2 inches. So if you notice, it's not the real big ones that we use. So it's this one of 2 inches. So that's what we're going to make use of. And then I have my tool. So for what you need for this kind of sleeve, you need a basic sleeve. That's for the tool. You are going to cut it as a basic sleeve. And so I'm going to use my pattern to do this one. I already have the video on my channel, so I'll drop the link in case you don't know how to cut a basic sleeve. So you cut out a basic sleeve of the size you want with your net, and then you keep it. And then this other one, I'm going to spread my fabric now, and then I'll show you how to cut out, to mark out the flounce. It is a very simple process. Okay, guys, so you have my fabric is spread on the table. So what you are going to do, you are going to mark the center part of your fabric. So I've marked it already. So this is the center. So from this point, we're just going to use the freehand method. It's very easy. I'll just mark 1 inch here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and make spiral round on my this thing on my fabric rather, and then we're going to measure it. So you go like this, and then when you get to this is almost like the second line. So it depends on how big you want it to be. So after measuring, once you measure the first one like this, you are now going to start measuring the size from this point like this. So it depends on how big. So what I have here is about 4 inches, which is okay since the crinoline we're using is about 2 inches. So that 4 inches is just perfect. So you're just going to keep going spiraling like this until you exhaust the whole of your fabric. This is a very simple process and way of cutting out a flounce without so much calculation. So you just go ahead like that. Always make sure you check once you measure and check. So once you exceed the inches, you reduce it again. So I'll just go ahead. So once I finish, I'll show you how to cut it out. Okay, guys, so you see how simple it is. So we're finished. That's how simple this is. So you're just going to come here, you put a notch on the center of your fabric, and then you just start cutting it round on the lines like this. So I'll just continue off. I'll finish cutting it, and then we'll go to the machine and start stitching. Okay, guys, so you can see my flounce. So I want to divide it into two because we're going to sew our crinoline and corn. So I'll just take a part of it. So this is one right side. This is the right side of my flounce, of one part of my flounce, and then I'll take the other right side. I'll place them together like this. So I'm going to stitch them together. Okay, so I'm going to take my crinoline. So this is the right side of my fabric. This is the wrong side, so I'll place this crinoline on this wrong side, and then I'll take the second piece, turn the right side also, and place the right side facing right side to this, and then I'm just going to start stitching the crinoline on my, okay, so I'll place them like that, and then I'll stitch it round. Just make sure that the two flanks they are staying the same, and then I'll just keep stitching. So once I'm done, I'll trim everything to fit. So I'll just complete it till I'm done. Okay guys, so you can see, so when I finish stitching it, so what you are going to do now is you are just going to turn it down like this, and then run a stitch. You can decide to run a stitch on the down part. If you are making use of satin, most times it does not actually relax properly. For instance, if you are making use of satin, so that you might want to give it a top stitch. That's, you open this point up and then you top stitch it so it stays flat. But this Ankara, if you notice, you see it stayed really flat on its own without any top stitch, so I'm going to leave it like that. So the next thing, I'm going to stitch it, give it a clean stitch here, and then trim it to the size. Okay guys, so I finished sewing all of my crinoline, and that's all of my flounce. So the first thing we're going to do now, our basic sleeve, we're going to put one on this round like this, that's on the armhole area of our sleeve. So you're going to stitch one on it. So even as you stitch it, you're going to just keep folding it so it has those folds around. So you can do this in two ways. You can stitch it in such a way that you have a little bit of two left that you fix. But the one that was done on that dress by the designer was actually done. That's when you fix it, you are going to fix the flounce directly on the armhole area. So that gives it that bulky, edgy look. So you're just going to keep. So I'll do that, I'll finish it, and then we'll start the second set. Okay, so I finished stitching it. So the next thing I'm going to do, now I'm going to come, so you see how it is looking. It's not laying flat because of the crinoline nature. So I'm going to come to where I want the flounce to get to on the basic sleeve. So that is where I'm going to start this from. So I'm going to make something like a spiral. So however, you can decide to use your needle and thread to do this, but I'm just going to fold mine, and then I'm going to start placing it here like this. So I'm just trying to eyeball it to make sure that it does not get below the elbow. So I'm going to start fixing this. So I'm just going to start fixing it round like this. So you can see what I'm trying to explain to you. So you just fix it round however you would fix it, but make sure that as you are fixing it, that these edges, you'll be closing them up as you are stitching. You'll be closing. That's after putting this first one. The second one is going to cover it up. So I'll just continue doing that, and then I'll show you the process. So you can see what I'm doing. So as I'm putting it, I'm like pleating it on top of each other. Not really pleats, as you just, so you get the curves on it as the folds. So however you want to place it, you're just going to be placing it, just making sure that you have that effect on it as you keep doing it. So we're just going to do something like we're forming a big circle here. So that's just like basically what I will do, and then until I'm done with everything that I have. So after everything, you're going to stuff in everything into the sleeve. so you'll be able to stitch your sleeve. So for this kind of sleeve, I would advise when you are doing this, use double your tool or the mesh that you are using. So with that, it will be easy. If not, you are going to tear it. So you push everything into it like this. So I'm trying to push it. It's a little bit bulky, and then I would go ahead. So this edge now, this one will stay on the side, and then I will stitch it together. It is a very difficult process, but you just have to, and then press it in properly, making sure that your sleeve, everything is on the same line, and then you join your sleeve. So I'll just go ahead. Once I finish it, I'll place it on the mannequin for you to see the final look. So you can see what we have. So all of your thread that are hanging, you cut them off neatly. Okay. Okay, guys. So you can see at the end of the day, so you can see how our sleeves looks like. So if you want it to be fuller, you can add more. Just keep adding. Just follow the same process. Just keep fixing it spirally until you have the kind of structure you want on your sleeve. That's the fullness. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please, I would appreciate if you hit on the like button. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you on my next